Okay, so we might have to wait a couple of minutes. I've started just a little bit early, so just bear with me. So just get yourself comfortable. I'm just opening the Think4X. Okay, let's see. Yep, so 6 people so far. I think there's 8 people that's booked, so we'll just wait another minute or so. Actually, no, they can just join when they join. So, okay, what I'd like you to do straight away is, if you don't have a mobile, have an alarm next to you somewhere. I want to go and set your alarm to 6:50 or 10 to 7. Okay, so I would be doing the same thing, because virtually if you're trading 1 or 2 hours a night or etc., even if you did it so that it happened, repeat itself Monday to Friday at the same time during the evening, on the times that you can't trade, you'll just switch it off and you'll say to yourself, yep, I'm not okay to trade now, because virtually that's what you're doing. You're having it remind you, but you're not available. Then on the times that you are available, you'd actually go to your computer. Okay, so that's pretty much what I've done to my mobile, and so do the other traders, level 2 traders have done as well. Okay, it's like anything. We have them operating all the time as part of our lives, and it's a reminder just to go and say, hey, there's a trade candle coming up, did you want to trade it? That's all it's doing. Okay, so 6:30. Okay, well, that's just me changing my phone. Okay, that's it. So once you've actually set your alarm, just put it away, put it back in your pocket, etc. You can put it on silent, because alarms will still go off when it's when you have it on silent. Okay, so what we'll be doing now is, okay, so we're saying that we arrived a few, 15-20 minutes early, because it's the first time we've come in front of a computer for the day, and we want to get all our information, get some of our admin things done. Okay, so some of the admin things that you'd be doing at this stage when you're not trading is just getting the lot sizes and your market take profit stop losses. So what you'll be doing is the step 1 of that routine. If you have 2 or 3 or 4 currencies, you'd be getting your equity manager out, you get your worksheet out. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, you won't see any of my screen for a minute as I get the equity manager out. Okay, and certainly you can either look at my equity manager, or you can open yours and have it minimized. and fill it in as we go through. Okay, so while I'm opening mine, you might want to go and open your equity manager as well. And I'm assuming that all of you would have your worksheets, your PDF printed out, so I don't want you to go and break that illusion that I have that you have those things in front of you, okay? Okay, so, alright. So let's get our worksheet up, first up. Okay, so on the worksheet, I've left you up to 6 spots. Okay, so you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can write your currency pair in there and write down the high, low, close of the charts that you have. Remember, we said we'd have a profile with the currency pairs that we were looking at, and we would have it daily, so we could just quickly go in there, put a line on yesterday's daily candle and get the high, low, close. So if we're in that profile, we could go to each of those charts, jot down, let me just wipe it out, it looks a bit messy. You know, for instance, Euro Yen, get the high, low, close, and then go to Great British Pound Swiss, write that down, high, low, close, etc. So whatever currencies we're perhaps interested in, we can get those. And once we have those high, low, close written down, we can actually then go to Equity Manager, and for the currencies that we're interested in, we can actually start putting the information in, high, low, close, Euro Oz, Euro Yen, and as we enter each one, for say Euro Oz, then we'd copy down stop level, take profit, lot size, and trailing stop back onto our worksheet. Okay, so we copy from the worksheet, the high, low, close, and when that's done, then we take the information from the Equity Manager and write it down in the spots provided. Here. So as you can see, step 1, step 2, step 3, it's all written down. So once we get the high, low, close, we enter Equity Manager. Then we're able to go and write down this, and this from the Equity Manager. So now your worksheet's ready for any trades that you might be entering, because you've started off with step 1, writing this, went to the Equity Manager, entered information, and it spat out lot size, stop level, take profit, trail stop. Okay, so there's really nothing else to do on that particular part of the worksheet, because nothing happens now until you actually enter a trade. And when you enter a trade, you'll actually write down the open price, go back to Equity Manager, and you place the open price in there, and it'll give you your take profit, your stop price, and that information you copy back to your worksheet. And that number would be put in here and here. And from there, you'd actually then right-click your order that you've already entered and adjust your take profit and stop level to those numbers. Okay, once again, that's in the ebook, but as we go, hopefully if we place an order, you'll get to see this demonstrated and you'll be writing it down in your own worksheets, etc. So hopefully you'll get a practical application and demonstration that you'll actually be able to do. Okay, so that's how the worksheet relates to the Equity Manager. Okay, it's a two-part thing. We're writing things off the chart, the MT4 platform, onto the worksheet. From there, the Equity Manager, write it back onto the sheet. Now can you see, once you've done all that and you've answered the question, what a fantastic bit of information to file away, because in there you've got all your high, low, close, your open price, all your details of what you did. Over here you've got all your answers that you made with regards to the trade, etc., the time. So having that and filed it away, if you come back a week later, 2 weeks later, you could go back to that candle and then see what you did and think, wow, I've done this 10 times and every time I've taken profit. Great. So obviously when I follow the rules and do everything right, I make profit. Okay, but it has a lot of information. Okay, one of the biggest difference with a lot of traders is they don't do any of this admin, they don't do any filing, mainly probably because they think it's hard. They don't realize how easy it is. That's as simple as taking a picture of your PDF and filing it at the end of the week or before you close the computer. Whichever suits you is fine. Okay, as long as at some stage you file it away. Okay, so the other benefit of this is that after a while, when you look back at a whole month's worth of filing, you might see things like this. You start noticing that it's around the same time you make a trade and you're generally profitable. So you'll start getting a sense of the times that you turn up that actually work for you. You might also start noticing certain currencies are turning up as profitable trades. So what you're doing by reviewing all your filing of your flow chart and your worksheet is you're actually getting a profile and profiling how you yourself, the trader, is. Okay, because by doing this, you're profiling the times that you turn up that you have available that are successful, and you're starting to go and actually get an idea of your own habits that you probably never even thought to look at. But unless you are able to look back in the past of what's already occurred, see what time, you won't be able to see any patterns. Okay, so that's the benefit of actually taking screenshots, taking photos of your worksheet flow chart, etc., because it'll actually build a profile of how you're actually trading and how well you're doing the steps and processes. And from there, we can view it objectively and fine-tune or make adjustments of what needs to be adjusted. You know, perhaps it might be your timing that you turn up. You're going to increase your trades, so you might decide the other time that you're looking at it is not providing any profit. So you might think, oh, okay, I won't turn up at 9 o'clock because most of my trades are happening at 7 o'clock. I'll try and see if I can get in another day at 7. Or maybe the currency. So these are the things that we can actually deduce from looking back at our past worksheets. Okay, so hopefully from this you get an understanding of why we're actually doing this. So it's actually creating a profile of what you're actually doing as a trader, what's working for you successfully. It'll help us identify the times. It'll help us work out whether the currency that you're actually using in the time frame that you're looking at a match, etc. Okay, and yeah, okay. So That's, I think, quite an important thing to realize. Okay, because nothing worse than a lot of places you just keep filling out paperwork, and you have no idea why you're doing it, and it doesn't seem to have any reason. I want you to know there's actually a reason behind this, and you'll find that most businesses and successful businesses have a good filing system and review system, and that's what this is. Okay, so let's get to answer some of the questions that were popped in our earlier session. Okay, so what you see in front of you is my chart, and here's the terminal. The terminal is the part that tells you trade, what your balance, what your equity, account history, news, alerts, etc. You know, as you can see in bottom left hand corner, once the trade's finished, your profit's always in dollars. Okay, so it doesn't actually display points, and as well as that, if I go to where it says on the trade tab, and if I right click there, you can see where it says profit. So you have a choice of putting it as points, as term currency, or deposit currency. Okay, so you actually can have it displayed in like AUD, or if you're trading pound US, you might want it in term currency or deposit currency. Okay, so as stated before, it's probably best as a trader just to have it as points, and you'd have you drag your box up only high enough so you can see the points. You don't want to see the total because that's still a dollar amount, and emotionally it will impact you. Okay, so Expert Advisor is there. Okay, it's across, that means it's switched off. If I switch it on, there's a smiley face. If I put my mouse on top of it and double left click, or actually maybe only one click, let's have a look. Yep, just left click on it, it will actually come up and I can adjust that. So once again, this is the same as the screenshot that's in the ebook. Okay, so I can adjust this to whatever I want. Okay, always remember that when you're writing 250, it's 250 points or 25 pips. Okay, 100 points is 10 pips, 350 is 35 pips. Okay, so any quick questions there? Ashley, Gina, Sineth, Tony? Okay. Gina, ask away.
The H1 entry worksheet, you told us level 1 traders only fill in the TP1 and stop level. There's a TP2 and TP3 there, and a real ROI and trail stop.
Yep, you don't have to fill those out. Because
so who fills those out?
Well, when you move on to the when you move on to the next part, because when you go to yeah, you'll notice that on your equity manager it doesn't have a TP2 and TP3. Let's go and have a look. Okay.
I'll ask a better question next
See?
time.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
I've whited it out.
Okay.
As you can see. So, yeah.
And my other quick question was, you only have a couple of currencies in the intraday trading. So you can create your own currency and you just need to change the, depending on the pricing, whether it needs to be multiplied out by 1,000. Because you don't have all of them there, so I've just created my own based on the logic of the others. Is that okay?
Well, the easiest way to do it is if you've got a 5-digit one, okay, so you can see my screen. If I got a 5-digit one, that means 1 point and it's got 5. All I do is I just go here, take that, copy, and wow, it gives me all that. Okay, sorry, that wasn't, yeah. Okay, is that somebody's alarm going off?
Yes.
Okay, so the question you're asking yourself,
yeah,
am I okay to trade?
That's fine.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, so basically we could have kept talking, but the good thing is, just like in our lives, we get carried away into doing something, and the good thing about having your preset alarms come on is it just reminds you, hey, in 10 minutes there's a opportunity. Am I okay to trade? Oh, yeah, I am. So we're in front of the computer now. So have your worksheets in front of you. Sorry, Gina, was that any other questions?
Yes, no, that's fine. Thank you. It's making sense.
Okay. Okay. So virtually, if this is the first time we've done it today, we'd have just done what we went through. We'd have got our worksheet out and filled out as per the routine, high, low, close, so we can get the stop levels, etc. Okay, so obviously this is a choice side as to whether you do, but we'll go over if you do want to override your default stop loss take profit after 7 o'clock. Okay, so at this stage we're just quite happy with just using that. Okay, but still for future, knowing that at some stage you may be wanting to get more than 10 pips, at least even if you're still getting 10 pips, you still want to know the lot size of your trade relevant to your risk management. Okay, so that's pretty important, because if you want 5% of 250 and you place all the information in, your lot size basically is that whatever number it is. The only difference is for the advanced traders, they'll be dividing that number by 3, and they'll have 3 orders that total up to that one amount, which is the same as you having just a one order. Okay, so it's important to know that. So it's a good thing to go and do the high, low, close price and enter in for all those before you start trading, so that you have the stop levels and take profits. Just as being a perfectionist, that you're doing all the correct things that you need to enter. Okay, so we'd do that first. Then we'd actually ask the questions of our flowchart. Okay, so virtually we've got 7 minutes to go. We've already done our equity manager, high, low, close. We know what lot size we're doing, etc. So we've done our admin to get ourselves ready, so that for this hour and for the next hour, we don't have to do that part again, because we've already done it once. You only need to do it once a day, and generally the first time you've come to the computer. So that alarm rang just like it did for Gina and myself. The rest of you had your mics muted, so we couldn't hear it. I just presumed that you did have it ringing. Am I okay to trade? We'll assume that you guys, because you're here on this webinar, that you are. So we say yes, and it says okay. I said, well, if you're okay to trade, look at your H1 group entry profile. Okay, now we need to go and just quickly highlight 650, because that's the time our alarm went off. So we're up to here. We haven't selected which currency we're actually going in yet. We're just going to go and have a look at our group chart. So G. Okay. Okay, so I must have lost the other one. In this particular one I've got Great British Pound Swiss, Great British Pound Yen, and Great British Pound Aussie. Okay, so virtually having just three is quite easy. I can have all three in my screen. I can see that there's nothing going to happen for me on Great British Pound Swiss, and most of you could probably answer that anyway, that RSI is ready at 87. So you can see there 87, but visually you can see that it's already up there, well past 60. All our other lines, Donchians are red, it's saying down, RSI is pointing up, so we have conflict. So there's no trade at 7 o'clock for this currency pair. So we go here to pound yen, and although the Donchians are there, and this current candle has already exceeded it. Our trade is actually the one before. Okay, this was the candle. Okay, so you can see. Okay, I don't want to get there. You can just see that was a candle. It crossed above 50. Blue lines, everything matched up, and you were in that trade. Okay, next trade we wouldn't have gone because we don't go in to the next candle. The previous candle spiked, and the one that has a line we entered, and the candle before wasn't spiked. Okay, all our indicators said it, but for the people that felt that they missed out and saw this jamming up, we discussed that the other day, perhaps Monday, following a spike up where it hit past a couple of resistances, is basically telling me straight away that the next one's going to go down. That's a low probability trade. Okay, but as you can see, our indicators actually led us in the proper one, and the next one, so there's no trade coming up in the new hour because the new candle is going to open up there. Okay, because our RSI is ready at 90. Okay, so let's have a look at, okay, same thing with Pound Aussie. RSI at 65, that means it's already above, there's no lines to cross, etc. There is some news happening tonight, so, and some might have already happened, judging by these spikes. So let's quickly see if we can go and move into another selection group. Okay, so I'm going to the Euro US. Okay, once again, I wouldn't suggest you have four in front of you. You can cycle through one at a time, but I'll just quickly go through so you can quickly see. Okay, over here you can see RSI says 36, it's already below. We go to Euro Aussie. Okay, now Euro Aussie, RSI it's at 53, so it can still, from 53 it can still go above 60, so that's a possibility. Okay, depending on that. But over here, all we need is for the Donchian, and I'll make this bigger so you can see, because it looks like that's probably the only one out of these four that might provide an opportunity. Okay, so as you can see, RSI is there. The only part that we're not really feeling comfortable with at this stage for an up trade is that one of the Donchians are red. Our blue MACD is crossed down below zero. Okay, now these are the prices that I was talking to you about. Okay, so each of these lines has a number here on our left hand side where it says LG MACD. The first number is the blue minus the, well, you can see it changing. The next one is the red, next one's the green, and the next one's the pink. Okay, so at any stage, if you can't distinguish, you can actually see the first two paired together, whether it's above or below. If it's that close, you might think that probably might be a hint that it's not a good trade if it's right down to the line. Okay, once again, so overall the general bias is on Euro Aussie that it might want to go up. Okay, so our big thick blue line is still showing some strong upward trend, and our MACDs are trying to push. It's crossed the zero, come back down, but they're trying to cross back up, etc. Okay, so over here we can see that the 7 o'clock candle's already happened about a minute and 10 seconds ago. RSI went down. That's not bad news, because now it's well below 50. It can certainly, on the next hour, go straight up and up above 50. And as you can see, our other indicators in window 4 and even in window 2 are sort of looking like they might come to the party, and certainly on the next candle the thin Donchian may go blue. Okay, so possibility maybe at 8 o'clock. Okay, so all these lines actually have their corresponding data on the window at any one time, and same with this one. It's the left hand side. RSI, it's over there. Okay, so everything's nice and handy. Excuse me, I'll just have a quick sip. Sorry about that. Okay, so yep, I'll just switch this off. Okay, so yeah, so that's pretty much how we can cycle through multiple currencies, and as we say, we could have certainly put a line there, would have made it quite easy to follow down. And I think in one of our earlier webinars, the one we're looking at, and this is the new one that just turned up, I suggested that we had one for the future one. So now we're going to look at the 8 o'clock one. We can actually have a line where the future one's coming up. Okay, so what happens there is when a new one comes up, we can actually physically see if the RSI did go up. We can actually see the shape as well as shapes down here, and it keeps our focus to the area that we need to be focusing on. Okay, so yeah, the use of vertical lines just to go and keep your place so you can go and see where things are happening, it's a very good idea. Okay, so once again, let's just and yeah, if you've got a small screen, having 4 charts on it, a definite no-go. Okay, I have a 32-inch monitor, so each one of these are quite big, so But yeah, so it's just as quick and that. And once again, just again highlight that when you do see spikes like this, you know, if all the criteria matches up, the candle straight after it is not a good one, because generally the price action can't sustain that movement and it will consolidate. Okay, so when we see those sort of movements, we caution and wait, and what you'll find is the market will consolidate, and if the momentum's still there, you'll get a nice easy trade, 2 or 3 candles or maybe 5 candles later. Okay, so okay, now I should have slowed down and got you guys to answer your worksheet on Euro Aussie, you know, just before and after. So next time I'll make sure that when I do this, we do only the trade itself, identifying the first couple of minutes, and then settling on one, and then putting the lines down. So let me open it up for questions and see what sort of thoughts that you guys might have. Ashley, have you got any questions?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, yeah. According to the equity manager,
Yes.
exercise, can I only use 5 currency pairs? Because if I only use other currency pairs, then I can't use equity manager.
No.
Or can I create?
Yes, you can, or
pairs?
yeah, you can either create it, or you can go and send me an email of the ones you want, and I can create it and I can email it back to you.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so yep. What other currencies were you thinking of?
Sometimes when I look at all the currency pairs, sometimes yeah, depends. It depends. Sometimes I want to have yeah.
Okay, no, that's fine. Just put the ones there, and as we can say, we can trade, and then after a while we'll see which ones that we like trading with and which ones like us, and then we'll ignore the rest.
And one more.
Yep.
Yeah. And one more, the current equity manager Excel sheet, the equity is based on $250.
Yes.
But if I start like a demo account, if I start $5,000,
yes,
then should I change the equity numbers?
Yep. All you have to do is just go to that number and change it to whatever is in your account, and it'll adjust it to that.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll show you just so you can see. Equity manager. Okay, so over here it says 270. Now just notice the lot sizes. Okay, so it says 0.03. Now let me go and change this to 5,000. Press enter, and now you can see the lot
size will change here.
That's right. Okay, so the lot size now has changed from 0.03 to 0.47. Okay, so
Cool.
So it's and please, you know, the demo is really a training so you can test and see how things work out and relate. You can't hurt yourself. Okay.
I'm very tempted to use a real account at the moment, but I was wondering that if I opened a real account, can I still use the Living Social template to use entry worksheet?
Yep, you can use all that. I'd suggest if you're opening, I'd suggest just making sure that all your paperwork and admin and all the questions you need to ask, and that there's no more grey areas or questions that's still in your mind before you perhaps move to a live one. Are you in Melbourne, or what state are you in?
I'm in Sydney.
Sydney, okay.
Yes.
Now that's fine. So I do have a few traders over there. Now, what I suggest is trade these, and you've taken screenshots of your trades in that. Perhaps prior to your opening or after when you've opened a live account and funded it, perhaps we should sit down via Skype or TeamViewer and just have a look at how you've been trading and just review it.
Yep.
Okay. And certainly, for the people that have got live accounts or the trading, we'll certainly see if we can have a couple of live sessions where you could be trading live and you can ask a question in the middle of a trade if you want to, or before a trade, and things like that. But yeah, I just make sure, because even though it will become easier, all this filling out in the beginning, you just want to make sure that you're used to every button in MT4, modify, delete, and how to copy information and all that correctly. And to develop a good habit of doing it, so when you're trading, all you're focusing on is identifying the trade and then answering the questions. Yes, press the button and everything's automatic. Your hands already know what to do. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so, but as tempted as you might, I suggest I just have a bit more of a play with it, and perhaps give me a Skype or send me your Skype address or something like that, and we can have a chat. Okay, so just to ensure that you're in full understanding of anything that could not be all right. But I suggest even when you get a live account, I suggest first starting off with 10-cent trades, even though your account might be bigger, because from going demo to a live account, sometimes we don't think we're emotional, but we can be. So we can get the lesson whether it's 10 cents a pip, or $100 a pip. So 10 cents a pip, even on a live account, even though you have more, it's a good way to go. All right. So have you traded before, Ashley?
No,
or
it's my first time.
Okay.
It's my first time.
Okay. Cool. Well, good. So so next week.
It's really, really helpful. It's been really good to me.
Sorry?
Thank you so much. This program is really, really good to me.
Okay. No, that's good. That's good. And I'd like it to be, safe and a place where you can, ask questions and basically be comfortable with your trades. And at any stage, if you've got any queries or really stressed out or don't understand, send me an email. And, and if you're trading live, you can always send me an SMS. So you're actually in a panic mode. Not that you might be, but I'll send you my mobile and you can SMS me. Sometimes when we just start trading a live account, we might just, have a moment where our mind goes blank. If that happens, at least you'll have an SMS or a phone or an email that you can say urgent, and I'll try to attend to you just to go and get you out of those. Won't happen too often, but it's always good to have that and know that that's available, okay?
Yeah, right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
No worries, Ashley. Gina, you've been very quiet. Have I answered all your questions?
Yes, everything's covered. Actually, it's coming into focus really nicely now. I don't have anything to ask you right now.
Okay.
Tonight.
And that's good.
Give me a day or so and I'm sure I'll think of something.
Yes. Okay. No worries. Okay. Thank you, Gina. Okay, so now, did I answer most of your questions that you were thinking of last time? Okay, you're probably busy. Okay, no worries. And Tony, any questions from you?
No, Lon, it's all good. You've covered it very well.
Okay. So thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, it's not too bad. It's just gone on 45 minutes, so hopefully it won't be too big a media file. I'll have these up on for you guys to watch. Okay, so once again, do all the filing, do the admins. There's no shortcuts. Like any good business, don't skip any steps. Okay, so I'll say good night. And next week will probably be a Tuesday and a Wednesday where the webinars will be on. I'll be sending you a link for a Monday webinar that Matt Simpson from Think4X will be running, and he'll be going through all the things and functions of the MT4 platforms. So any questions that you want to ask, he'll be going through that. So I suggest for all of you to probably attend that. I'll post it up on our webinar events and also in the forum, and I'll probably send it via email. So I believe that's 7 o'clock next Monday, and yeah, that'll be quite a useful one because he'll know all the functions of the Think4X platform, MT4, so he'll walk you through it. You can ask some questions and that, and I'll look after the strategy and mindset on my part and do that Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, thank you for taking the time out to be here or to be present for this webinar, and I look forward to speaking to you next week. Thank you. Have a good night.